Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 41 for December 3rd, 2023. Holiday-themed episode. In fact, I believe the next several videos will all be holiday-themed. Let's roll on with the Ultra member submissions for the week. Here we go.
Guten Tag, holiday enthusiasts. Every year in late November, Germany's Christmas markets finally open and provide a very welcome and jolly change during these dark winter months. Get ready to jingle all the way together with us through the festive lanes of Cologne's famous Christmas market. And we are not just exploring, we are feasting.
Yummy.
From bratwurst that will make your taste buds yodel to international Christmas market specials.
Jeez.
So buckle up and get ready for a sleigh ride of flavors, starting, of course, with the #1 classic on every German Christmas market.
Alright, what is it?
So we made it here right in the heart of Cologne. It is right at dusk, and there's the big dome right there.
What a crazy
and right
church.
over
Look
there
at
on
that
the
thing, a
right is
cathedral.
where the first Christmas market starts. And I think Cologne has one of the biggest Christmas markets. However, it's kind of spread out through the city. But we're going to start there, find what we can eat, and find what we
I
can
seriously
drink.
hope, this is like a private YouTube channel, as you can see. I certainly hope this goddamn video doesn't get blocked. I mean, this is something fun and festive. I'd like to watch a lot of it. I'm not going to watch probably 15 minutes. I'm not going to watch the whole thing. But please don't let this thing get claimed. It's so ridiculous at this point that everything gets claimed. Please just let us watch it. And not get blocked or claimed. Okay.
It's a German Christmas market, so the first thing we need to get is Glühwein. Let's go.
Oh,
And it's
what?
also the first thing you see. There's literally the gate, and there
It's number 1.
is the
Glühwein?
Glühwein stand,
What is
the first
that?
one.
Hallo, ich hätte gerne einen rote Glühwein, bitte.
750?
Ja,
Red wine?
danke schön.
It's a
Tschüss.
drink?
Got it.
It's a drink.
Smells like Germany Christmas.
What the hell is it?
This is literally the first thing you have to do when you come to a German Christmas market, Glühwein. It's mulled wine. I got a red one. This is 450 euros plus.
Euros. I don't know what the conversion rate of euros is to American dollars. No idea. Wow. So they have 5 different kinds, 6 different kinds of drinks. They're all around 5 euros. That's not bad, I guess, if it's wine. But I wonder what is mulled wine? What does that even mean?
It's a €3 fund, which is a deposit. If you return the mug, you get your €3 back. I think some people opt to keep it. This is this year's design.
Oh,
Very cute.
that's interesting. So if you return the mug, you get $3 back, but you can keep it as a souvenir.
I can smell it. It smells so good. Let's go. To me, I'm associating this with Christmas in Germany. If you're a non-alcohol drinker, there is alcohol-free or Kinder Punch as well.
Kinder
But,
Punch.
Great start.
So this is literally, I think, the #1 reason why Germans go to the Christmas markets, to get a little buzz on. It's also a very after-work thing to do. Go not home, but you go to the Christmas market, get a couple of Glühweins, and then go home, go to bed drunk.
0,2 Liters und jetzt bin ich drunk.
Du bist dicht.
Ich bin dicht. Was? Dankeschön.
Oh, they give it
And that's how
back,
you
so they
do
get their
it.
money
You get
back.
your fund by returning the mug. €3. Here we go.
We highly recommend just strolling along.
I like those coins. I mean, American coins, currency sucks. I really feel like those euros look cool. Right? There's like different colors and everything to them, different metals in it. I actually like those euro coins.
the markets and taking in the Christmas vibes. There's
So
usually
what is mulled wine? Red wine seasoned with fruit and spice? Oh, that sounds like it could be pretty good. I'm not a big wine guy. I barely ever in my life drink wine. It's very rare if I do. But that sounds like if it was spiced with other things, that could be pretty delicious. Warm, spiced wine.
Christmas music playing, and combined with the cozy lights, that just gives you this warm, jolly feeling that is so unique to this time of the
Yeah,
year.
this is cool. You walk through, you
at the
buy some
sheep.
things for gifts for people and stuff. You know, some handcrafted stuff. Look at that. Some stuffed animals. This is nice. Oh my god, big ass sandwich. Look at all this food. Meats.
Another thing that you have to get when in Germany at any Christmas
brats.
market or fair is a bratwurst.
Get the
and
brats.
Brötchen.
Look at the
So
size
we
of
have
that
the ketchup
sucker.
and mayonnaise
Oh
on
my
here.
God,
Just this
dude.
nice char-grilled bratwurst.
Yo,
and I prefer
it's twice the
mustard
length
on
of the
mine,
bun.
So let's go.
Holy shit, twice the length of the bun. It looks good, man.
It's so warm. It's so juicy. I feel like it's the perfect thing you want after drinking a little bit.
Wow.
I don't know. I've been conditioned.
The brats.
In Germany, I'm conditioned to want a bratwurst whenever we go out and drink. I love it.
very standard sausage.
Never
It's
had
kind of
one.
good,
I've never had a bratwurst in my life. You know, I've had hot dogs and things. I've never had a bratwurst, though. It looks great.
especially in the bread roll. If you feel a little bit more dairy, you can go with the Krakow, which is a little more crunchy, or like currywurst, which Germany is also known for, which is a cut up one and then with curry ketchup
Look
on
at that.
it. But this is the good old classic.
All these
the
different
German
versions.
Bratwurst.
Now I'm gonna
This
start
is
getting
probably
hungry.
one of the best price Leistungsverhältnis in Germany for a Christmas market. It's €5 for one of these, and it's not a bad deal, especially compared to some of the other food.
Also, why is bratwurst one of the first words everybody learns about in the German language? All right?
You can simply not go wrong with a good old bratwurst. But now that we have the most common one out of the way and in our bellies, we
Cheese.
ventured on, passing yummy looking chocolate glazed fruit stands, but soon spotted more meat, although in a different form.
That's a stand with a huge grill over fire, and they make skewers actually with pork and chicken meat.
Wow.
They also have chicken steak and pork steak on a bun.
Yummy.
And I got the chicken version.
Yes, and in Germany they call this a steak, even though I would not call this a steak.
It's just chicken breast basically grilled, and there's a little bit of coleslaw on it. And then you got to choose between mustard and different types of sauces. I got a sweet chili sauce, so this is actually a first for me. I don't know if this is classic Christmas markety.
Looks good.
Look at that. Steamy, hot, looks good.
It's nice, at least it's flame grilled, very fresh. They just make
All
it.
right, this is bad. I'm gonna start getting really hungry. I had a bagel this morning for breakfast. All right, I haven't had any protein in me today, and I'm watching this amazing grilled food. I have to skip to the next part. We have to skip to the next part. Okay, here we go.
So right here is another big part of the Christmas market starting, which we were really looking forward to, but there are handwritten signs that say it opens tomorrow, so it's not there yet. We're actually in this last year, and it's a very atmospheric one in there. It was a little bit more during the day last year. We made a Patreon video about it. And speaking of Patreon, big shout out to our so many
Look
little
at that.
Patreons, Lauren Jarrett,
Bubbling
Roger
drink.
Lutke,
Look at
Henry
this. What is
Derek,
that?
Robin, and Parker Dobke. Big thanks to you.
They're like
But let's
candying something
eat
on
more
top
food
of
now.
it or something.
Aside from food, this part of the market usually showcases some craftsmanship,
Ooh, nice.
such as woodworking, where you can buy wooden figurines or
Oh,
animals,
that's really cool.
but
Look at the
also
wooden ducks. I like
blacksmithing,
those.
and you might even be
I want one
able
of
to
those.
buy a battle axe. These medieval feeling parts
battle
of
axe.
the markets are my favorites, and a couple years ago we even had a little crossbow shooting and axe throwing competition at a market in Hanover.
That's cool,
Even
man.
though part of it is closed right now, I love the colors and the lights when it's dark right now. It just feels so nice and homey, and it's making the gray a little brighter.
That is very cool. All right, let's go to the next one.
Wheel and some other Christmas market stalls along
What is this
here,
now?
and I had to get something that I love to get. It's a langos. It's a Hungarian street food, but at every German Christmas
Look at
market or
this thing.
fair, it's often here. We just got the one with sour cream, garlic,
Sour cream, garlic, and cheese on a fried dough. Is that what that is?
and cheese on it. It's this beautifully deep fried dough.
That's exactly
and
what
then
it
they
is.
top it with these nice toppings on there. You can get ham and cheese as well and other things, but I just went with the classic one.
That's got to be so messy. Are you kidding? It's going to go everywhere.
You can taste that fresh chopped garlic in there. So good. It's just this beautifully fried dough into a nice golden crispy brown.
I know all about fried dough. When we used to go over my great aunt and uncle's house for Christmas Eve celebrations, my great aunt would make fried dough, and she'd make variations on it. Sometimes it would be plain. Sometimes she would dip it in some kind of a cinnamon sugar, or you could dip it in something to give it flavor. For us, it was more of a dessert. You wouldn't this seems like a street food. It's not really dessert, right? But we would eat it as dessert around Christmas because it was different. It was a different European style that she would make it. But yeah, it looks good.
and it's a perfect dish. Just fried dough and cheese.
Incredibly
What's
bad
more to
for you
love?
though. It's pure
There's also
calories, pure
smooth
fat.
variations of this. However, we recommend going with the hearty stuff. Sour cream, garlic, cheese on bread, speaks for itself.
Damn.
Okay, outside
That
crust,
crunch.
pretty crunchy, a little drier, but then the center.
Chewy and mushy. It's all over your face. Yeah, it's
looks
probably a
pretty-
zillion calories. It's fried, number one. And then on top of that, they put all fatty stuff right on top of it, too. So, Nervous snacking? Why is this nervous? Uh-oh.
For this. This is horrible.
For the B-roll, the overview
Oh,
shot.
because of heights?
Oh,
She must be
this is
afraid of
nice,
heights.
Right above the river wine, the river wine.
The river wine.
That is
The
a nice
dome in
view,
the
man. Look at
background.
that.
What you got there?
All right, because I'm so nervous, I'm just going to nervous eat. We got gebraten mandeln, which is roasted almonds, and we got this Ferrero Rocher covered one. Ooh, this one's chocolatey. Oh, that's really nice. At the Christmas markets, you'll always find these. There'll be a huge stands full of
Yeah,
like,
I've seen
sweet
these
treats and other
before.
chocolate.
I've seen them here in the States, too. So I don't know if they're a German specialty that they import, but I've seen these roasted almonds covered in various different candy flavors. This is something common over here, I would say. I've seen this before.
Covered fruit and other things as well, but I always go for the almonds because I love them. This is gonna break, right? Do you hear this?
Yeah.
This is gonna bust down. Like, why are
She's
we
so
doing
afraid
this?
of
So
heights.
aside from the potential imminent death, this is pretty nice.
All right. Anything? Let's skip ahead. Skip through this. Dessert time. What do they got for dessert?
Is a mutzen. This is a nice fried dough, and it's a sweet option. It has a thicker consistency. It's not quite a donut. It's very like a cakey donut almost, and it's covered in powdered sugar. It's so good. This was only €2, and you just smell it everywhere as soon as you walk into the market. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, it is similar to cake. It's like a fried cake.
It's this
It's
nice,
not
sweet,
airy
deep
like the
fried
other
dough.
one, the fried
it's a lot
dough.
heavier
Very different,
than you
yeah.
expect. It's not quite funnel cake status. It's a little thicker and cakier than that.
Very good.
But it's so good. I love it.
The outside is crunchy with the powdered sugar, the inside very moist.
Very cakey.
And he loves to complain. What's he complaining about? His name's Phil as well, and he likes to complain just like me. What's he complaining
So,
about?
I don't want to complain all the time about this, but since it's the German national sport, I'm going to do a little bit. This portion here is tiny. This is €6.30, which is one of the cheaper things on this market, but look at this. I thought for a moment this might be the tryout portion they hand out for free so people can get a taste.
That is not a thing. You keep saying that as a joke.
As an American, this might seem normal to you.
What?
It's actually pretty cheap as an American.
Yeah,
No. As an American, they're saying that's €6, so that's probably like $6, $7. No, that's expensive in America. Like America, we always eat insanely huge portions. For some odd reason, I don't know why. That doesn't look awful to me, especially because this is supposed to be street food, right? If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to close my blinds because the sun came out and now I can't even see. It's so bright in here. There we go. It got like twice as bright within like 5 minutes. Anyway, he's gonna complain. I wouldn't complain about that. That looks about normal. Anyway, that was fascinating. So we got to learn about some German foods and German traditions for Christmas time. Sweet. All right, I think we have one more Ultra member submission. Then we're going to switch over to the standard members playlist. So let's go.
Hey, get out of here!
He just keeps making Santa trip. An elf got him.
No one messes with Santa.
Ah. Well, we're definitely done. We're definitely done with the playlist because now it's auto-playing a June the King video that I did not select. We're not watching this today. This is definitely not what we're watching today. Okay. So, I liked that video. That was pretty good. But now let's actually get the playlist continued here. No, sorry guys. For those who wanted to see a drama video about Wings of Redemption, we're not watching that. Okay, hold on. Let me get this set up. Oh, by the way, you're absolutely right. I completely forgot about wearing Gunner glasses today, and that's totally my fault. I'm glad that you guys are reminding me. Thank you. Strange that it auto-played it. Why would it be strange? I've watched many June the King videos, including on this channel. So that's what YouTube tends to do. It auto-plays content from channels that it thinks that you've seen before. So not a weird algorithm pick at all, actually. Okay. Here we go. Come on. All right, here we go. No, exactly as what Twitter does. Twitter is just ridiculous, though. Like on Twitter, I can't get... there's trends I used to follow on Twitter years ago, and I can't get rid of them. I've unfollowed them multiple times, and the algorithm just auto-generates again and puts the content back in my timeline. Even though I've completely said I don't want to ever watch it again or look for it again, it still fucking puts it in there. It's really stupid. So, okay. So, yeah, I didn't fucking want this video. I want to watch... you know, React Christmas stuff and other things that my viewers submitted. So let's get to that. Here we go. So here's the standard playlist. I'm gonna hit shuffle.
Everybody.
Okay. Here we go. So I don't know what order it's gonna play it. All right. We'll watch. If it ends up being too much, it feels like too much of the same content, we can hit shuffle again and see what happens. Remember that YouTube Shuffle, sadly, is not foolproof. It has a lot of issues where YouTube Shuffle screws up and plays things in order when it's not supposed to. But let's go ahead and see. All right, ready? So, Super Mario Wonder, The Dunk View. It's 4 minutes long. See what he has to say.
Everybody says that Mario is for babies, but I played this game with my baby and she fell asleep right away. Before we talk about this new Mario, though, I want to talk about the old one. New Super Mario Bros. U. This is my favorite of these games, but it was also the most disappointing.
See, oh, I wanted to show you. I like that screenshot he used there, but now, of course, it fucking goes away because YouTube sucks. I can't even just rewind a second.
Before we talk about this
dumb
new
thing.
Mario, though, I want to
Hold
talk
on a
about
second.
the old one. New Super Mario Bros. U. This is my favorite of these games.
This is why Super Mario Brothers Wonder was significant. Because within like a 5-year period, there was New Super Mario Brothers for 3DS, right? Or regular DS, I guess. New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Brothers 2 for the 3DS, and New Super Mario Brothers U. So they had so many New Super Mario Brothers games in a short period of time, it completely got played out. And then they kind of retired, you know, 2D Mario for like a decade, right? Because I think that New Super Mario Bros. U was right at the beginning of the Wii U's life cycle, which was like 10 years ago. So them bringing this back, right, for Wonder was something significant. And the fact that they didn't just make another New Super Mario Brothers, but instead did something different with Wonder was actually quite good and very much appreciated.
Yes, but it was also the most disappointing. It was the launch title for Wii U. It came out the same year as New Super Mario Bros. 2, and it was very similar to New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Also, it is still being sold at the full...
Oh my god, this is the problem with Nintendo games. The goddamn game is still being sold for $60 on the Switch just because they ported it to the Switch. There's absolutely no excuse. The game's over a decade old. It's ridiculous.
On the Nintendo eShop. So this game and Mario Wonder are both $60 on there.
That is insane.
Wow.
That being said, a lot of what makes Mario Wonder so much fun was there in Mario U. It just wasn't as obvious. All of the little tricks and twists in that game are very unceremonious. What Mario Wonder does so well is telegraphing and celebrating its own creativity.
Oh, I'm getting Wonder Ball. No. I'm Globio. Dang. This one is
I'm
A lot of
Globio.
people confuse the plot of Mario with its story. The plot of Mario is Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach. The story is the journey you take to get to Bowser, the level design, the
Sure.
atmosphere, the sound.
I'm down. I'm
stages
totally I'm in line with that.
That is the story.
That makes
of
sense to
Mario
me.
game.
Sure.
Guests are required to pull the
Not me. I'm an elephant. That storytelling is a big part of what makes the 3D game so exciting, and it's the element most lacking in Mario U. I always felt ripped off by the castle and Boo levels in that game because they are the least organic feeling. When you lose that sense of place, the world turns into tiles on a grid and the magic is lost. In Mario Wonder, the second level is the singing piranha plant level.
Yep. It's so cool.
What the hell? You know you're in for a strong game when they break this out in the second level? Come on now.
Die. Yeah,
Haha.
I killed all the Koopas.
This game is a non-stop treasure trove of wacky levels like the bouncy hippo level, the roller skating Koopas level, the parading bowl level, the dancing level, the upside down water level, the rising bubble level, the silhouette level, the zero gravity level. In this level, you play as the level.
This stupid corn, you guys.
They also throw so many new enemies at you, like this blue bird that
tons.
shoots straws out of its beak.
Ridiculous amounts
Or
of new enemies.
These blue birds that dive into the water. My biggest worry about this game was the flowers, which say some really weird stuff.
I believe in you.
Shut up, weirdo. I'm not Santa.
They are embarrassing, and you know they're only in the game to encourage younger players. But at least Nintendo throws people my age a bone by killing off a few of them.
No!
They do such a good job with the base level of creativity in a level that by the time you get the Wonder Flower, it's like, damn, now we're doing this too? If they had these wonder effects in a third of the levels, people would be impressed. But to have them in every single level is just insane.
No, and that's the thing, like, that's what makes the game stand out. You can literally play through the entire game and just play it like a standard Mario game. Or, if you want to challenge yourself and get all the optional stuff, it makes it so much better because you're always trying to find the wonders per version of the level, and it just, every level feels different. Have you ever played a game where you say, every level I played feels completely different? That's Mario Wonder. They put so much effort into it. I really feel the problem that they've worked themselves into with these Mario games is Mario has now become the stigma of this is the game for kids, which is true. Mario games are absolutely great for children. But at the same time, if you play them at that next level, then they're actually good for adults too. But they don't really present themselves like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see Mario Wonder, you think, oh, you become an elephant, you blow up into a balloon, things the kids want to do, right? If it was presented that, by the way, it's also very challenging for adults if you want to do everything. It's fun and creative, but no one really thinks of it that way. But then when you actually watch someone play, you're like, oh crap, I didn't realize that was in the game. That's really neat. So many people had a bad stigma. I was playing this game, and some people were like, oh my god, he's playing a kid's game. I'm not going to watch this. I don't want to see this. It's like, what? Nah, dude, Mario's for everyone. Especially for those who grew up playing the originals, to play the modern one like this and to see the creativity they put into it. It is such the big evolution of what it started as. It's really special. I really like this game. It absolutely is one of my favorite games of the year. So, all right, let's move on. Oh. What a fancy logo.
Hello everyone and welcome to Retail Archaeology and DAISO. This is the new location that opened a few months ago in Chandler, Arizona. If you're not familiar with DAISO, it's a discount store chain that was founded in 1977 in Japan.
Right.
They were founded as a 100 yen store, which is very similar to the dollar store business model here in the United States.
So, for those who don't know, all right, I never heard of this place ever. And then when I moved out here, there was one in my local mall. And then as I went to other places around here, there's more. And I was like, whoa, is this popular out here? And the answer is yes, because out here where I live in Washington State in the United States, this is a melting pot of Asian cultures. Like every Asian culture is out here represented, whether it's Japanese, Chinese, Singaporean, Vietnamese, you know, and then Indian. Like they're all heavily represented. So why? Because our airport is the airport you arrive at if you're coming from Asia. Everyone passes through this Washington State airport, SeaTac it's called. So because of that, a lot of people just moved in here from these Asian countries. Korea is another one, by the way. They moved in here from these Asian countries and said, I'm just going to live here. And so all the culture moved here. And then so we actually get stuff like this here where the rest of the country's like, what the hell's DAISO? Never heard of it. It's out here. I've seen like 3 locations since I lived here. So it's pretty cool.
And just like that model here in the United States, there's not really a lot that's 100 yen anymore, just like there's not a lot that's $1 at dollar stores anymore.
It's a little more expensive.
Currently, DAISO has around 3,600 stores in Japan, and then about an additional 2,300 stores outside of Japan.
Wow, it's tons.
They opened their first store in the United States in 2005 near Seattle, Washington, and currently there are 90 DAISO stores in the United States.
There you go.
Some of the products here have their prices still marked in yen, but thankfully there's these handy conversion charts throughout the store.
Oh, that's good.
I've done videos covering places like Family Dollar and Dollar Tree and Dollar General and 99-cent only store, so I thought it would be interesting to compare DAISO to those. This was my first time in a DAISO location, and I think really the closest of all the discount stores I could compare this to is probably Five Below. I haven't done a video covering the Five Below store chain, but they are interesting stores, so let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see
The interesting thing about DAISO, okay, it's not really a junk store. Like if you go into a Dollar General or any of these dollar stores, most of the stuff in there is junk, right? But if you go into a DAISO, like look at that quality of the stuff. That doesn't look like junk, right? You'd probably buy that for your kid. Give them a notebook that has a nice, nice picture on the front. The colorful, pens, pencils, stuff for your house, However, I will say this. A lot of it is very, very Japanese. So it's in Japanese or it's like a product like, I don't even know what this is. In Japan, it's something they would use all the time. And you're looking at it like, what is this, right? And it's weird. They have like a whole section for like housewares. And it's like, do you really want to be buying this stuff for like your house at a dollar store? And you spend like $2-3 for something you're going to be using in your kitchen all the time. It's probably going to break, right? But they have some nice stuff too. They have like stuffed animals, decorations, stuff like that. We've been to the DAISO at our local mall and bought a couple things there from time to time, but not often, like every once in a while. But you know what? The snacks. That's the cool section because the snacks there are cultural to Japan. Things you would buy if you were Japanese, and you can't get them anywhere else. And they have all kinds of different flavored, like ramen and stuff like that. That's snack food. That's pretty darn good.
Covering them. Something I don't think I've ever seen at any other discount store here in the United States is a origami section.
Yeah, they have that, yep.
And it's not just this little end cap here with these little small origami kits. They've got a whole section of origami paper.
Yep.
They do seem to have a bigger selection of things like stickers and stationery
erasers,
and notebooks
yeah, stuff
and
like
pens
that
than I've seen at other discount stores. There were several aisles of this kind of stuff near the front of the store, along with several aisles of candy and snacks.
Yes, the
which
snacks,
we'll
I
take a
told
look
you,
at
that's
later on in the
huge.
video. They also carry dishes and bowls and cups and things like many other discount stores, but the stuff here seemed a little bit nicer than what you would find at other discount
looks
stores.
decent quality. It does.
The plates and
But
dishes
again,
that I have right
you
now
saw, right? Like it's all like bowls. Why? Because of soups and ramen, right? So you could actually go to the aisle and buy the instant ramen and buy the bowl and go home and make the whole thing together. You bought it all at DAISO.
from IKEA, and once those wear out, I might actually consider looking at the stuff here as a replacement. I'm used to discount stores kind of being trashed, so it was pretty refreshing to be in a store where stuff is a little bit cheaper but is so well organized. This is my first time in a DAISO store, so I'm not sure if they're all styled the same way.
Oh, this looks incredibly similar to the one that I've been to. And I will say this, yes, they do seem clean, but I haven't been to one in ages. And in the last few years, sadly, a lot of things in my area have degraded. A lot of crime, a lot of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if people are in a DAISO every day just stealing shit. So, you know, I don't know if it's still like that or not, but it was very nice when we went there. It was very clean and organized.
I do like the choice of bright colors that they've used in here, you know, mainly pink, and I actually kind of like just the random words that are up on the wall as well. I know that seems kind of silly, but between that and the bright colors and everything, it feels very retro in here. I wish I could include some of the music that was playing in the store while I was walking around in here, because it definitely added to the atmosphere, but it's what I assume to be Japanese pop and top 40 music, and unfortunately it triggers copyright issues on YouTube. I mentioned earlier that DAISO has 90 stores now in the United States, and if you're curious as to what states they're in, those states are Arizona, California, Nevada, New Jersey, New York, Texas, and Washington. If you live in one of those states and have a DAISO near you, I would recommend checking it out. I actually had a lot of fun poking around here for my first time. Now here's something I've never seen in a store before. They had signs up saying it was okay to use cameras and to take pictures of things and share on social media as long as you didn't take pictures of the employees, which made it really easy to film in here, and I actually found some neat stuff over in this little electronics section. Here's a watch stand for smartwatches that looks like an old classic Macintosh computer.
Look at
If I had a smartwatch, I might have considered buying that. What I did end up buying, though,
fan.
is this little desk fan that's made to look like an old 80s or 90s oscillating fan. I think it'll look kind of cool on a desk with one of my old computers, and it's marked 500 yen on the box. So if I look at the chart here, that works out to $6.25.
Uh-huh.
Now here's something I haven't seen in a long time, a CD wallet.
Wow.
I remember having something like this
Old
in
school.
my car back when I was in high school.
I had tons of those.
But everything's streaming now. They've got a toy section as well, and it's similar to the toy section at other discount stores, but they had some interesting stuff like this Lego knockoff Build-A-Racer
Blocks.
set. They've got those capsules that you
Yeah,
dissolve
the
in
foam.
water and they make the little sponge animals,
Yeah.
but they have a pretty decent selection of them here. They've got ones that are food items, you've got
Bugs.
your animals, it looks like bugs.
Haha.
So a lot more of those than I'm used to seeing. So that's kind of cool. They've got a game called Mustache Touch Game. I don't know why, but that sounds kind of dirty. That basketball game reminds me of the Tiger Electronics basketball game I had as a kid. Over on the end, they had these little petite block sets, and these look pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
look.
just don't know that my hands could manipulate those little pieces
Again, it's
anymore.
knockoff Legos.
Here's something
but
else
that's
I
pretty
don't think
neat.
I've ever seen before. They had several aisles of these Ziploc style plastic bags with various licensed characters on them. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like that here in a store before. I'm just used to your
Oh my
regular,
god,
plain,
Aladdin.
clear
Old
plastic
school Aladdin.
bags.
Look at that.
Before we head out of the store, I want to check out the snack.
The
booth
snack
and
is the
candy,
best
'cause
thing
that's
in the
something
store.
that I always
There's
enjoy
drinks and
checking
food that you
out at
can't get
stores
anywhere
that
else.
Sell things from another country. Over with the candy, they've got things like Haribo gummies, which is common at pretty much any store, but then they've got a really great selection of Haichu next to it. I love Haichu, and whenever I see these at any other store, there's usually just one or two varieties. They have a refrigerated
They have
beverage
Pocky, I
section,
believe.
and
Tons
they do
of
have
Pocky.
the UCC
All the flavors.
brand canned coffee. I love that stuff, and I made sure to grab a can of that on the way out. And they've got things like Lay's potato chips, but they've got like ketchup flavored Lay's potato chips, which I don't see at a lot of places. And then there's a lot of other snacks and things that are
Shoes and
imported from
candies,
Japan.
hard candies, yeah.
I always have so much fun looking at this stuff. They have a lot of varieties of instant noodles.
I was just going to say, the ramen is huge. We'll stop here, but the ramen is absolutely huge. They have like a giant instant noodle ramen style section. They also have things that you might think are weird. How about seaweed flavored crackers and snacks? In Japan, they're huge. Everyone loves them. Here, people are like, what? You taste like, oh, God, it's disgusting. But that's huge over there. Seaweed or fish flavor stuff. And they have a ridiculous amount of that stuff, too. So, I recommend it. If you have never been to a DAISO, you just want to walk around and kill some time and have some fun. Or if you have a few bucks to spend, you want to grab some random items you've probably never seen or had before. It's actually a pretty good place. And like I said, in my experience, they were nice and clean. So, it's actually not a bad place at all to just kind of walk around and enjoy. So, all right. Guys, that is DSP versus the Internet so far, part 2. We still got 4 more parts coming for this week. Thank you all for chilling with me here on DSP Reacts. I hope you're enjoying, and I will see you in the next part.